Hello folks, welcome back to my channel. This is Goosebumps Homeboy 1982, and finally I am back with another Goosebumps book review. I apologize if it's been a while, but today I'm going to be reviewing the 11th book called Attack of the Graveyard Ghouls. Attack of the Graveyard Ghouls indeed. So, the story is about a young boy named Spencer Casimir who lives in a city called Highgrave. And this city has one particularly nice, interesting feature about it. It has to do with a graveyard that is basically on top of a hill that is overlooking the whole town, right? And basically there's that legend about some graveyard ghouls, and Spencer is writing a report for school. He decides to get inspired by this, graveyard kind of legend thingy, right? So he writes about it, and his teacher named Mrs. Webster decides to take them on a field trip to that graveyard. And this is when they learn about basically two brothers named Oswald Mance and Martin Mance, who basically died very young. And this is one of the main things of the story, if you will, at the beginning, that this is going to be, there's going to be kind of like, there's a backstory to that, but I'm not going to spoil it or anything. But basically, yeah, Spencer goes there with this class, and Spencer has a best friend named Audra Rusinas, who's pretty nice. And they go there and they explore and so on. But unfortunately, Spencer forgets his backpack in the graveyard. His brother's backpack, if I'm not mistaken. So he has to go back there to get it. And unfortunately, the two bullies named Frank Foreman and Buddy Tanner are kind of waiting for them over there. And to cut a long story short, our poor little Spencer ends up, kind of roughed up, right, a bit. And he's basically there at night in the graveyard. And something is going to happen. And this is going to be, when the title, Attack of the Graveyard Ghouls, kind of, being, taking place, right? Becoming, the real story, if you will. I don't want to spoil the book in any shape or form, so I'll just shut up now and leave the rest up to your imagination. And in case you haven't read it, but if you have read it, and you probably know what happened in this book and why I cannot spoil it, right? Because I don't want to ruin, the reader's experience by doing so. But Attack of the Graveyard Ghouls is a pretty dark book. I gotta admit, pretty dark, especially with the whole ghoulish kind of concept. Wow. Series 2000 really hits it on the head with that one, I gotta say. That is a good one for Series 2000. I mean, the previous book was pretty dark already, right? Headless Halloween. And this one is in the same vein, if you will. It's just so creepy, so scary, so terrifying, to be honest. Yeah, any young reader would probably be shocked by such a story, so don't read it if you're young, right? Don't read it until you're 12 or 13, I would say. This is scary stuff. Even though there are no pictures, you can basically, imagine what's happening in your mind. There are some gross scenes in this book, especially a rat scene. It's disgusting. It's gross, man. It makes me want to puke, honestly. Yeah, this book is definitely crossed the line in grossness. It is but it's such a pleasant read. But it's so extreme in a way. It really doesn't. It really doesn't follow the same framework as other Goosebumps books. It is very straight. It is very scary and frightening. It's kind of strange, but perhaps it's a little bit like that other series, Fear Street. I haven't read it, but I heard it's pretty dark. Perhaps it's kind of the same way. But yeah, this book, Attack of the Graveyard Ghouls, was pretty good. I like the characters, Spencer and Audra. I thought they were pretty nice. And I liked it. The book itself is pretty dark, but it's a treat, honestly. It's a reader's choice. It's such a good read, man. And I would definitely recommend you to read it in the fall. I read it during the fall because I believe that it's a full kind of story, especially with the whole ghoul kind of concept. It's a little bit like Halloween. And yeah, that's pretty much it. The final twist was pretty good, in my opinion, but kind of strange and funny. It kind of ends with that. It's a little, I don't want to spoil it too much or anything, but there's some humor. But yeah, that was pretty good. Yeah, as for the front cover, I really like it. I don't really like the reprint, you know. I think this one is perfect and it's so scary. Kind of like Tales from the Crypt, Tales from the Crypt. It is so good with these skeletons. You can tell I haven't spoken about it, but I love the sky, red, orange, purple, the bare trees, the tombstone there, the ghoul hiding behind it, with his big hand, and other skeleton creatures. One eye is, popping out of its socket, and it's still kind of, there's still that red thing that fleshy thing that is dripping down, drooping low. It's so scary. It's such a scary looking cover. And it says, the tagline reads, "Dead but not buried." And you have kind of like a big hand in there that looks a little bit like tree roots, right? I really love that front cover. I think that front cover does it all. But if I were to rate this movie, what the heck am I saying? That's because I did review a lot of movies, so bear with me. I'm sorry about this, but it's a book, right? I have to get my facts straight in here. If I were to rate this book on a scale from 1 to 10, I'd probably give it 9 out of 10. That was a great book. I really enjoyed it. So probably 9 out of 10 for this book. Really enjoyed it. Really scary, really creepy, really well made, to be honest. And I really enjoyed it. So 8 out of 10 sounds to me like a good review. So 8 out of 10 it is, I guess. And yes, those are my final words. 8 out of 10. What the heck am I saying? Oh my goodness, I think I'm tired. Did I just say 9, right? Why on earth would I say 8? Never mind this. 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10 for me, for this book. This is my final answer. 9 out of 10. Again, I'll say it again loud and clear so that nobody mistakes me. 9 out of 10 for me. 9 out of 10 for me for this book. Attack of the Graveyard Ghouls. Really great book. What about you, folks? What did you think about Attack of the Graveyard Ghouls? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Let me know in the comment section down below. I really love to hear about your thoughts and views on this book. And in the meantime, folks, stay safe. Goodbye. Take care. This is Goosebumps Homeboy 1982 for you, signing off.